Dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? We the best music! DJ Khaled! You'll understand that joke if you know who's on the soundtrack.
Yeah. So today, guys, we are off to go see A Wrinkle in Time.
Yes. So this is a long time. This movie is literally 50 years in the making.
It is a book that has been stated to be unfilmable
until now, and a lot of people still say it technically is. It's technically still unfilmable. So, what has been going on? So, what's going on with A Wrinkle in Time? Well, essentially, it's our history with A Wrinkle in Time is about 9 years ago we started reading it and we never finished.
We never finished it. But I guess it's supposed to be really good. We never got acquainted with the book. We don't know anything about it, really.
I've seen a bit of the miniseries of the TV movie that was made up about a few years, way back in the heck. I don't remember much.
Yeah, so we're kind of going in blind, but from the trailers this looks interesting.
Yeah, I said throughout all the trailers, even if the movie ends up being bad, at the very least it's gonna look good. And that's basically been the consensus for a lot of people, that it looks good, at the very least.
We have Ava DuVernay, who's been known for these smaller character pieces.
Particularly Selma, which a lot of people really liked, and it was hyped, and people got a little ticked off when it wasn't nominated for an Oscar like 3 years ago.
Yeah, like it was part of the Oscars so white controversy, but I don't know. This is her first big budget studio film, so
it's basically they gave an auteur. The blockbuster toy box. She can do a lot of stuff with it that she's never been able to do before.
And they got some pretty big names roped into this.
Yes, we have got Chris Pine, Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling. Zach Galifianakis is in here. Michael Pena apparently is in here. I didn't hear about that until yesterday.
We have some newcomers as well. Storm Reed, who looks like she could be doing things one day.
Yep. And overall, we don't know much about we don't know an insane amount about this movie. All we know is that this has basically been a passion project for most of the people involved. It's the live-action screenwriting debut of Jennifer Lee, who is the writer, co-director of a little movie. I think you may have heard of it. It's called Frozen. Yeah, it's the one about the chairlifts. No. But in all seriousness, Jennifer Lee was basically the person who kind of started the second Disney Renaissance by writing the movie Wreck-It Ralph. Writing Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen. She has a story credit on Zootopia, and now she's currently working on Frozen 2.
Yes, and while providing this movie, she talked about everyone's favorite little hashtag, but we're not talking about that right now.
Because we're talking about A Wrinkle in Time, and overall, I don't know, the movie's kind of split people. A lot of people, some people like it, some people don't like it, some people are, and even a few of the people who don't like it are like, this could probably be a classic someday after years and years of analysis, but for right now it's not that great. But we're gonna go in open-minded. I haven't set my expectations too high on this one. On this one.
Although one thing I was thinking of just a little bit ago is we're kind of being diverse with the films we're seeing this year so far, because we just saw Black Panther and now we're seeing A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah, but the first two movies we saw this year were The Greatest Showman and Jumanji, so...
Yeah, but still...
It kind of shows how... In a way, it does kind of show how Hollywood has changed is changing up kind of this year.
There's definitely a lot more diversity we're seeing in film now, with Ava DuVernay and Ryan Coogler headlining two of the biggest blockbusters of the year so far.
Though, of course, our next movie movie that we're going to be seeing is kind of changing that up by replacing him with by replacing the guy who started the franchise, the Mexican guy who started the franchise, with a white guy.
Yeah, but anyway, that's all we're going to say about that.
But anyway, we will see. I guess that's all we've got to say for right now. So we will see you after the jump.
Yep. We're out. We're out.
Yep. So, what can we say about that?
I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty okay. Hey, honestly,
I found faults with it, but I'm not gonna say it was the worst movie. It was a disappointment or the worst movie ever.
Honestly, I think the fact that I didn't have really high expectations for this really helped the fact that it helped how I interpreted it.
It was a very nice movie. I think I would have enjoyed. I think there were certain moments where if we were on certain substances, we would enjoy it a little bit more, but it's still perfectly serviceable sober.
And and honestly, I can't speak for book accuracy because, once again, never read the book completely, but overall, I think it was an okay movie. There's
plenty to enjoy here, but let's unpack.
Yeah. So let's start it off. Ava DuVernay. It's visually incredible how just the movie is very visually stunning.
It was interestingly shot for certain stuff. Like there was a lot of close-ups on eyes.
There might be something to that, but it's very but on top of that, it's somewhat trippy. There's bigger visuals, and essentially this is what happens when you give an auteur director the an unlimited toy box. You can do stuff like this, especially with a world as interesting as the world of A Wrinkle in Time, where there's a lot of characters that are just where there's characters and visuals that just blow up the entire screen.
And then you load it down with an all-star cast, you really got something.
Yeah. So let's talk about the cast. I did not think Chris Pine was going to be as good as he was. I'm not saying I didn't think he was going to be good in this movie. I am not a Chris Pine doubter. I'm just saying that I did not expect him to pull off Dad.
It's a very different kind of character for him because he's always had this certain type.
He's always pretty much been the cocky guy, and pretty much almost every movie he's been in, he's been a very similar type, and
this was a break from that kind of thing for him.
Yeah, he's not just playing a role that Tom Cruise aged out of now. He's playing a very different role for him.
Yeah. We have Oprah and Reese Witherspoon and Mindy Kaling playing the Misses.
And for characters as interestingly quirky as this, I think they did a pretty good job.
I especially enjoyed Reese Witherspoon as Mrs. What's-It.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the very sing-songy way that she would recite her lines.
She was very airish, but she was very airy, but also very kind of homey, almost like somebody you could have a conversation with, actually have a conversation with.
Speaking of people you can or cannot have a conversation with, Mindy Kaling did pretty well for someone who pretty much 95% of her dialogue was quoting other people.
Yeah. Which I think if I was writing the script would drive me insane.
Yeah. And the most interesting thing, and kind of I think one of the bigger reasons why the movie got moved it forward to now, other than it's easier to shoot a movie set in now than it is to go back to just set it in 1962 like the original novel, like where the original novel was, is essentially so that they could use all these fun little references, she straight up she quotes Outkast and everyone from Outkast to Gandhi to Churchill to one that we won't spoil, but I'm pretty sure if you follow this person on Twitter, you already know that there's some kind of connection.
Yeah. And now, for the kids.
Storm Reid, I liked.
She was she was good. I really liked her perform. She did really good for what she had to do.
And I can only speak for one or two times where I felt that she was a little offbeat.
The kid playing this character named Calvin the character was very underwritten. I'm gonna say that. It wasn't. We didn't get a lot from him.
He's just kind of tagging. He just kind of tags along.
There were long stretches where he didn't even talk.
I get the feeling that the main reason the character was still in the movie was just because he was there in the book.
And I guess it's an interesting change of pace to have the male character be underwritten, but
wouldn't it be nice if everyone could get a little bit of equal footing?
Yeah.
When it comes to how well written.
We're not gonna sound like the meninists or anything, but the male part's very underwritten. We're just gonna say that much.
Yeah, we're not attacking the movie for this. It's just that this is kind of a legitimate flaw because the character is just kind of there half the time.
Now, the kid playing Charles Wallace.
He had some good parts, but overall, I felt like Ava DuVernay just essentially said, just let him play. His
readings were very flat for a lot of the movie.
And so, once again, sometimes he had some pretty good moments, but I feel like he would be a better actor down the road. And this is kind of what happens when you cast kids to a certain. This is kind of why sometimes when you're adapting a book, you will age a few of the kids up to, because certain times it's that little bit of acting experience that makes it better. I don't want to rag on the kid. He did his best.
He did his best. He was doing, and he was probably the best today. He did his best. He probably was working his ass off.
This isn't a Jake Lloyd.
This isn't not a Jake Lloyd. It's not. And obviously it's difficult to find child actors that age. That's why they age up characters. That's why Percy Jackson jumped to the characters up to 17. Didn't work for that movie, but
I was about to say, are you really using Percy Jackson as a positive?
Yeah, but that's why they sometimes when you're adapting a book starring younger kids, age them up. But I think this kid did the best he could do for his ability for this role.
Yeah. Zach Galifianakis was in this a lot less than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good for what he was doing.
We don't get a lot of him being this again playing against type.
Yeah, because usually his type is just the funny fat guy who doesn't understand things. At least when Todd Phillips is directing him.
Once he jumped up to him, now he's doing baskets, and now he's kind of deadpan, and now the style is kind of like similar to his stand-up, where he's like deadpan and kind of doesn't give a crap.
But his character in this was kind of interesting to play around with, and it was kind of good to see. It was kind of nice to see him playing against his usual type.
Yeah. We also got Michael Pena for a very brief amount of time.
We're not going to say who he is, just in case you didn't see him in the trailers, or you've read the book and you don't want to know. But essentially he did something I never thought I'd see from him, because I always saw Michael, because just about every movie we've seen Michael Pena in, he's played kind of the comic relief character.
So, again, we got a lot of people playing against type in this movie.
They're not exactly throwing away throwing away their usual stuff, because it's still there.
They're still gonna have that kind of charisma. You're not gonna see Reese. We don't have Reese Witherspoon not being Reese Witherspoon. Oprah's not her personality. Mindy Kaling's not not drifting away from her personality. Chris Pines is still charismatic. His same brand of charisma.
It's all in there. It's all there. It's just that these actors are kind of playing something new, and I think it speaks wonders to Ava DuVernay to have been able to play this. I think the biggest weakness in the entire movie is kind of the script, and I'm not going to blame Jennifer Lee because she only co-wrote it. Apparently, despite the fact that all the trailers and everything, she's credited as the only writer.
I assume that there was probably some Writers Guild stuff coming in.
There was another writer jumping in. We'll assume the Writers Guild.
There was probably some Writers Guild thing with earlier drafts. Not important.
But overall, I think the biggest problem was that the second act felt a little stuffed.
It felt a lot like there was a lot of world jumping. Like, okay, we're here. We did this thing. We just kind of did the little look around.
We showed some cool visuals. Let's move on to the next part, and which is fine.
Which is fine when you're trying to do something visually. It got very Peter Jackson Hobbity, where we were like, where it's like, New Zealand, come see New Zealand. It doesn't look exactly like this, but it's New Zealand.
I mean, once again, visuals were really cool, and but the color scheme alone just screams a totally different kind of blockbuster. And the pop soundtrack did too. I mean, it's not Suicide Squad levels of let's shove a pop song in here just because we can.
But there were a couple pop songs just stuck into some scenes.
But at the very least, they were original pop songs, and not just oh, she's evil and evil, so let's put Sympathy for the Devil there. Oh, they're flying, let's put Spirit in the Sky there.
Yeah.
It
didn't feel like an afterthought to make it seem like another movie.
Yeah, and overall, I think there are a lot of things that work about this. It's just that there are some things that don't work. I kind of wish it was a better movie, and I don't know.
We're not saying it's a bad movie. I might pick it up on. I might want to pick it up on Blu-ray if it comes out and I want to see it again.
But for right now, it's a good. Yeah, I think it's good enough for what we've got. If this is the closest to a good Wrinkle in Time movie we could ever get, this is the closest to the best Wrinkle in Time movie we could ever get, then I'm perfectly happy. Even though I've never read the book.
Yeah. It is the best possible product. I'm fine with it. It is a perfectly serviceable film. I mean, we're probably not going to remember it by the end of around the end of the year, but
it's probably not going to make our best list. But at the very least, Disney tried something different, and
they succeeded to a point.
And they did something good with it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I saw that. I'm not mad. I saw this. I'm not uncomfortable that I saw. I'm not uncomfortable that I saw it. I was perfectly fine sitting in the theater watching this.
It was not a disappointing experience, mainly because we probably had our hopes dashed a little bit by the critical reception.
I don't think that hurt it. I think that overall we kept the fact that we kept our hopes for this to a slight minimum. We were able to kind of figure out. We were kind of able to relax and just let the good go through a little bit more than the stuff that kind of weakened the movie.
Yeah.
Overall, I can't wait to see what Ava DuVernay does next, because God knows we're probably going to give her she's probably going to get another chance at the toy box.
Let's hope Star Wars.
Yeah. So, I think that's all we have to talk about, unless you got anything else you want to say.
I have nothing left to say.
All right then, let's move on to next time. So be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and we will see you next time.